Hi everyone, good evening. Jai Shri Krishna. So this is Dr. Akshita here, and you're most welcome to join us for the evening session. Okay, so here is a dating relationship. Yesterday we had talked about the first dating. Okay, so you have to ask the 10 questions, and if you have not watched my video, then check out my first dating video. Okay, so if she says yes, then you can plan for the second dating. And if you are a salary in low or middle income, you should go on a dating monthly. And if you're a rich income person, then you should go on a dating weekly and be consistent for at least 1 year. Okay, and ask for a written legal commitment document which is made by the lawyer. That includes like you are giving a commitment to a person and giving a dating allowances belongs to you. Okay, so make a legal commitment that I promise I'm giving you a commitment for a year, or then if you find if you find the compatibility each other, then you can ask for the marriage and go ahead. At least know the person, for a year, and never allow sexual intimacy and share room before the marriage, because it is very sacred. If he plans to take on international vacations and holidays, then always ask for the separate room, the flight tickets, and the dating allowances, to get a nice outfit, jewelry, many other things, the perfume and all that. So you are not a free, you have your own privacy, okay? And until the marriage, your mind, body, and soul that has a sacred holiness, okay? And the worth value. So take it seriously. Okay, you are not a free product, and you are not a free object that somebody will come to you and you have to entertain them. No. Okay, so be cautious about when you are going on a dating. Let's talk about the biological basis of the dating. Okay, how long should a couple date before deciding to live together or marry? So the biological basis of dating says that how long? 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 12 months, or 1 to 3 years. The research study says like that. Okay, at least date for a year or a 3 years. Later discuss and ask for the marriage, and start your dating after the 25 years of age. And you can till search uh, till the 30, or sometimes like people are not able to find the right partner, and they are still waiting for somebody. Like I am gonna turn 35 in the September next month, and I'm still single. Okay, I'm not into any relationship. So sometimes people wait for the good partner for a longer duration. And some people has a moral value, so they do not want to compromise in the relationship. That's why. So let us discuss and ask for the marriage for some duration, and be consistent in the relationship. No man is that much busy that he pretends that he's busy. Every man gets the time to talk with their partner, and the red flag is if he asking for the living together before the marriage. That is strictly prohibited. Okay, you should not go for a living relationship, because living together before the marriage doesn't make a relationship better. Okay, when you are going on a dating, still you can find out like his habits, or like other things. Ask questions. Sometimes dating, or to get married, it's like a job interview. Like you go for a job to get a money. Similarly, to get a husband, you have to go through all these kind of the stages. So here are three stages of the dating before the marriage. The first is initial attraction, second romantic love, third long term attachment. So there are the three stages: initial attraction, romantic love, long term attachment. So on the first date, you hold the hands if you match the vibe. On the second date, you give the hugs, you do the salsa dance. On the third date or upcoming dates, you spend time together, you give the kisses, not the French kiss before marriage ties, but you can give the other kisses like a letter kiss, or some gifts also. So this is a third stage. Okay, the first, second, or third stage. And third stage leads to the 3 months, 6 months, a year. Then finally, people gets married. Now, what is a brain activity in love? Okay, let's talk about the brain of love. The first dating, then marriage, and live together forever. Okay, because dating is very necessary to know the person before marriage, and after marriage you will live together forever, so there is no need to live before the marriage. So real love is not like you are living together, you are living in relationship before marriage. Real love is, ever calm and peaceful. However, there is a long distance, so you should try it, the first dating, then go for marriage. So if I'll give you assurance that you will get your love one day if you follow my method, dating method. Okay, if she or he doesn't match your vibe on the first day, then what you can do, you can change the person, move on, find another person that but it should not be like your fantasy, like you want to try every woman, or if you are a woman you want to try every man. No, this is very bad. Otherwise, like in the end, you will get back your karmas because of the the bad deeds. And like, you're giving the nice hospitality to a person, then if you don't like, it's okay, move on. Don't call yourself unlucky person or a failure person. You can still find another person. So you have to understand, nothing is permanent in this world. People come and go. It's a life. Okay. So if you are going on a date, and if you don't like the person, if you think like, I'm not getting that vibe, it's okay. Move on another person. Okay, but don't give the fake commitment, or don't make this a fantasy, to try the every woman, you touch their bodies, no, this is a very absolutely wrong thing. And forget the past. Like, if somebody has cheated on you, then forget the past memories, live in the present and think about the future, that life is not over. Okay, everything is a temporary here, nothing is a permanent. Okay, so think about, like, past was a temporary for some years, and now I have to move on. Dating to marry with the right person is a choice, not a necessity. If you don't want to date, it's okay. Focus on yourself. I'm not giving the, a pressure that you have to date. If you don't want to go on a date, that's fine. There are many people who never dated and living single life like me, but date someone who thinks you are too important to lose, and tell them like what you want in the dating, what are your terms and conditions, how you want to be treated or respected. So this is the thing. Okay. All right. Now, psychological aspects of the dating. Okay. Lock it. Now, let me give you my example. From my dad, I learned that real men, he says, real men do not complain about being providers. They actually like being one, and they agree on your terms and conditions, whatever you ask. So find yourself a lovey-dovey provider partner who is super excited about you, who respects you, who wants to talk to you, who do not want to lose you. Okay, so life is very too short to spend it with. So therefore, darling, enjoy the dating relationship too if you are a single, because in the end they will judge you no matter what. They will say anything. So they will say anything about you. Okay, so the only thing is just to take care of your character. Okay, and do whatever you want to do. It's because character is everything. The fantasy is not everything. The character is everything, because you will, what you will give back to the society, a character. So choose partner wisely. There is only one person for you. Okay, not like the multiple person. Okay, so don't take these type of the words in my video serious. I often say like a darling, sweetheart in the video, just for the fun. So here you have to understand, once you understand your worth, you will stop entertaining people, okay, who don't want you in your life, in their life, and build your real confidence. Okay, approach a woman, okay, for a dating, and be financially independent. Train your brain over the distraction. Okay, like, uh, you know, talk with intellectual people, and check out some videos. Then that will train your brain. It will give you a dopamine, for your growth and development. Build your emotional state, strengthen the women, maintain the integrity, honesty, and protect yourself from the toxic people who are not interested to appreciate you. They don't want to see your growth. If they feel jealous, okay, so protect yourself from the negativity and build your strong character. Okay, sometimes if somebody has cheated on you, that's fine, you can move ahead. Okay, you can move on. But If you have cheated many people, then you will get back your karmas. Then God won't help such kind of a people. Okay, at the end you will remain single, alone. Okay, so lock your love with a one person. Okay, like this. Now the role of the dating chemistry. Okay, a real man never stops trying to win his woman's heart. That you should understand. He knows that keeping in relationship requires the same effort, care. You know, he continues pursuing her, dating her, surprising her, making her feel desired, appreciated, and chosen, not an option. Okay, real love doesn't fade because the time passes. It fades and the breaks when the effort stops, when the when the disloyalty appears. When okay, so when your primary goal is only sex, sexual urge, or to touch the female body, then I'm telling you, you are gonna suffer in the end. A man or a woman who has no self control, it's for the both the gender. I'm not saying this is only for a man. Sometimes women are also very flirtatious in nature. They do not have a self control, they have a more sexual urge. Some women who are not that much spiritual. Okay, so if a man and a woman who has no self control around the other man and women, they will struggle to give the a real commitment in their life. And they, if they constantly following a man and woman for their bodies, for their sexual or physical intimacy, or then they will suffer. Sending flirting messages, keeping certain conversation hidden, and saying to you that giving the excuses to you that I only followed her, I followed him for some work. And if they say like I only liked it, I didn't actually do anything or says, and you feel insecure, you feel jealous if I talk with another person. No, it's a sign of the characterless. So you have to understand, a good character man never intentionally hurts anyone. Okay, nor do they cheat or betray others. Okay, but if you see the more flirtatious nature, if you see like he's giving a lot of hugs and kisses, or flirting, sending the flirting messages to the female worker, or the female girlfriends, so then you should stop to date that person, to meet that person, because that person is not for you. Now what to do before dating? So let me tell you first, there are the fasting ways to lose a woman in the dating. First, if they lie, the women doesn't like. Poor communication, ignoring the partner, going hours without texting. Everyone is not that much busy that they cannot text one text or two texts every day to their partner. Fifth is offering no reassurance and not giving the commitment. They are afraid to give the commitment, they are afraid to take the accountability of a person, always making them like feel like another option. They do not give the respect or a choice, showing no efforts to date. They do not approach, they just they are like a visitors. They think like a woman will approach them. No. Living in the past memories, delete the ex photos on the social media, because no woman wants to see your ex partner, what you have done in your past. Okay, so move on. And talking about the ex-partner, like he was very handsome, she was very beautiful, she does like that, he does like that, you don't do like that. So never talk and compare, forget the past. Okay, if you have a past trauma, forget the past. I'm telling you, sweetheart, forget the. So I'm repeating again, my sweetheart, my darling, please forget the past. Okay, and move on, find the another person. And no woman and man wants to see your ex-partner's photos. Okay, so if you are on Instagram and posting the the or posted in the past with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or ex-wife, please delete it. Otherwise no woman is gonna enter in your life to see all this bullshit. Okay, so I request you, come out from the past trauma, explore the other options, because life. So you have to understand life is too short. People come and go. Just enjoy your life, okay? And I'm not a love guru, but yes, my junior has told me that, ma'am, can you make a video on the dating? So that's why I made a video on the dating. So maybe it might be useful for many people that how to date a woman. So next, let's go. If he or she constantly need access to the other man and women to feel entertained, desired, or excited, the problem is not their insecurity. It's your appetite for, for to grab the attention and having the no boundaries. Always maintain the boundaries, like the Ramayana says, the epic Ramayana says in the Lord Rama in the goddess Sita story, that goddess Sita has never crossed the boundaries, and the demon Ravana also had not crossed the boundaries, however he wanted, but he was not able to do so. Limit your boundaries. People with a public profile on the social media, next point, like an Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, okay, they have more appetite for other person validation, for the validation from the other people, that how I'm looking, is that person is good for me or not. Like they are looking a piece on the social media, not to inside them. They have to seek the peace inside their soul, okay, and don't seek the validation from others, like what the people will say about me if I'm gonna date with this person and that person, or if I'm gonna marry again. No, okay, chill, okay, because this is your life. And it is research study says that people with the private profiles, they do not seek the validation from others, okay. So get a good partner, buddies, all my friends, whoever is watching this video, please, if you are a broken heart, it's okay. Like, go on a date, find another person. And next question, who gives dating ring for the relationship commitment? Yes, this is a very important question that everybody should understand. The only man gives a woman, okay, not a woman, okay. Many times, like in a matriarchy society, a woman gives, but in our Indian culture, a man gives a woman to a ring, okay, for the relationship commitment. He buys for both of them. You don't need to buy a ring for your partner, he will buy it for both of you, okay. Later, they both put the rings on each other's fingers, dating commitments for a year, for a 6 months, uh, like whatever their agreement on the legal documentations, okay? So there are three types of the rings in the Indian culture. The first is a dating commitment rings, second engagement rings, and third is a marriage rings. The three rings are necessary, okay? The trio concept, the Trinity concept, you know that? So consider the three philosophy. So if dating goes well, the next step engagement rings or the marriage rings. If they do not commit for the long term, then the relationship ends. So what you can do, throw it away. If that's not a precious one. If you think like that's a valuable precious, that what you can do, you can sell it, buy another thing, or you can donate it to the temple or to the church, okay. And if you sell it, it's a valuable, then you should rather use the money for yourself, okay. Or if you are doing charity, then the god will give you the new partner. So sometimes it says that never keep it the past trauma, or return it to return it to the god, okay. Do charity in the temple, like if you have the past traumatic rings, or if you think like I should go to the temple, I should donate, I should return to the god, the god will decide what kind of the partner I deserve and all that. So this is a role of the dating commitment, okay. So first, a dating commitment rings, after the first, second, third dating, or then if it goes longer, then you can do the engagements and then marriage, okay. So now next is what if he misses you, if your partner misses you, he will send you a voicemail, he will care for you, he will show it, okay, and it will come out of his mouth, okay, as a voice in the words, okay, and specifically for you, if he loves. So if you are on his mind non-stop, he will do anything for you. If he loves or if he wants you, you know, in his life, not an option, but as a first choice. He can just to see you if he truly likes you. Okay, he won't let anything get in the way that to take you in his arms. Okay, if he loves, he wanted to, take you in his arms, want to give you hugs on second dating. So he will plan the first dating, second dating. If he genuinely loves you, if he genuinely wants to give the efforts in the relationship. So if he doesn't do that, he is not worth your time. Okay, baby. Now, next. Okay, friends, like next is a date someone who creates the sweetness in your life, who says like, let's have the strawberry pie, let's have a cake, okay, let's eat some piece of a cake together and we'll burn calories later, we'll go to a gym. So you have to manifest a man so you have to manifest a man who doesn't put restrictions on your eating habits. Whatever you want to eat, you can have it. Okay. Like for an example, I want to have some cooler tea, and if he says, hey, you're a doctor, how can you take a tea? So it should not like that. Okay. He should not say like that. Hey, you will be obese, you will become fit if you are going to take higher calories. Okay. So you can eat whatever you want to eat. And he should be like that, I'll take care of you. He should be like, I'll celebrate your birthday. He should know about your favorite food, favorite flowers, like what type of the flowers you like. And the real bonding starts with the feeling safe, okay? Not judge in the someone's presence, like what type of the clothes you are wearing, what type of is conclusion. What is the conclusion? Never date a man who doesn't keep his boundaries around another woman. Don't date a man who needs attention from the everybody. See the public profiles on social media on Instagram. They often seek the validation from the everyone. They don't date a man who creates the unnecessary doubt and doesn't give the commitment. Don't date a man who flirts around every other woman for the validation. Don't date a man who keeps the past memories in his wallet, in his room, on his table, study table, or in his cars, everywhere. Don't date a man who keeps talking about the past traumas. Don't date a man who has no money. He should be financially independent, because he is a provider. Don't date a man who asks you to prove your worth, like what you bring on a table, like I'm giving you my time, love, or other so and so forth things. Don't date a man who asks for the sexual intimacy before marriage. Don't date a man who denies accountability. All right, so these are the things that you have to understand. So before dating, you have to understand about the dating. All right. And this is a sweet dish, my favorite, the blueberry, blackberry, sweet strawberries, pies, and pastries. I like a lot. So you should also ask to your partner what type of the food habits you have. Okay. And watch the actions specifically. Okay, like ask what he wants, if he is a serious person or just a fun loving person or a casual person looking for just a fun a one night stand or hookups like that. So first ask the question what he wants, and clear the intention of yours and other person also, and notice how he treats the boundaries. So be careful with the excessive charm early on, because it can create the quick attachment, but like it might be possible that he will destroy your life or she can destroy your life. So don't ignore the intuition. Look at the past relationship history of the person, and don't judge the past, but to understand the pattern of the commitment and honesty, and give the opportunity to that person. Also keep your standards clear, that whom you are dating, what you are expecting in the relationship and all that. So the golden rule is that don't try to change a person, okay, but choose someone whose behavior already matches the relationship you are looking for, that relationship you want. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you find your right match, and you can tell me then in the comment box. So, this is your Love Guru signing off. Bye bye.